going on, everybody? Santos Montano here, AZHT, and you're back here at From the Ground to the Saddle. So one thing that I want to go over is how to properly use spurs. And a lot of people think that spurs are bad and they're cruel and they tear up a horse, but really there's a way to use this tool here. They're actually a tool. They're a really great tool if you learn how to do it properly. And this is a level 2 spur. They're good for training, and it has a dull rowel. But here's the rowel. You see how it's dull and it spins? There's a proper way to set these on a horse to get a horse used to this. And with the way you want to go about it is you don't ever want to jab these in a horse, right? They're not meant for kicking a horse. What you want to do is roll it. And really, we want to use these to control the hind quarter there. It's very important that you know how to control the horse's feet. These are more to control the hind quarter, to get a horse to either, disengage the hind, whether you're going left or right. And the way you do that is, so I'm gonna place this here. So if my foot's gonna be placed here, my stirrup's gonna go right here. And you can see she already knows it's coming, and which is really good. You wanna get them really used to this. But I'll place this rowel here, and I'm gonna roll it. And you see that hind, how she steps over? That's pretty much what this is meant for. You see how she's licking her lips? It's not meant to stab your horse with it. There's a lot of miscommunication on how to use spurs. And honestly, it's not meant to stab or to really, kick the horse. They're meant to roll. You have to roll with it. You have to, a very light feel. You have to get a very light feel. So if I come here and I start rolling it, this is signaling her to move that hind over, just like that there. And if I keep rolling it, as you see, this hind, she's gonna step over. She's gonna step over with the roll. And you do it on both sides, but learn how to use your spur properly. It's very important you learn how to use the spur properly. They're not meant for stabbing or jabbing or kicking. These are if you know how to use them properly, they'll become a great tool. But what these are meant for is to roll. And you'll find that you can set, as soon as you set the spur, you can set it right down there on the rear where you're gonna, whenever you want to communicate with them or you want to give them a signal. Once they feel that, they'll automatically giving you what you're asking of. And if they don't, then all you have to do is slowly roll it. That way they can go ahead and disengage that hind quarter. But if you don't know how to use these, then I recommend getting some and learning how to use them properly. And another thing, don't just put them on and jump on a horse that's not used to these. If you get spurs and your horse is not used to the spur, some horses, and once they feel that or they hear that noise, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna take off, they're gonna buck, they're gonna kick, they're gonna try to avoid this because they don't know what it is. So start on the ground first. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm on the ground, I have my spur. So in order for me to advance her where I can have it on my boot and I could just use my legs to signal her, all I'm gonna do is do it here on the ground first. This is why it's important. And you see, and as I'm turning in, I'm just gonna ask for it and I'm gonna wait for her. And I'll put a little pressure there and have her respond just like that, and then I'm gonna pet her. So very important you guys learn how to use your spurs. If you don't know how to use them, get some, properly use them the right way. Start on the ground. This is why it's important that I go over all groundwork fundamentals, how to properly do something, because if they don't know how to do it on the ground, they will not do it in the saddle. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be a battle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Santos Montano, From the Ground to the Saddle, AZHT, over and out.